Carl, Brendan and Dan here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Live, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And we are checking out a song called Uzis Akimbo, Pew Pew, from a band called World of Pleasure. I know nothing, absolutely nothing. I heard a brief snippet when I was setting the video up. At the start was like 2 seconds, which immediately made me go, okay, I think I know where this might sit. But as someone else chose this, I'll let Dan take it away.
Hardcore band.
Cool.
They're vegan straight edge specifically, and are very, very, very aggressive about the fact that they are vegan and straight edge.
Okay,
So that's kind of the whole thing.
Right, back up there. Okay, so like we said, vegan. Sorry, say again. Vegan what?
Straight edge.
Vegan straight edge. Sorry, I went okay. Brendan laughed, which shows you the difference between the pair of us there. But what do you mean by aggressive? Because you know that's a weird. I mean, when you say aggressive, do you mean that in a more of a jokey way, or are they generally like, we're going to punch you because we're straight edge vegans?
Yes, that's exactly
That's so stupid, man. Come on. I mean, I got nothing wrong with vegans or straight edge people.
Keep selling this to me, man. So when was vegan a fucking genre of music?
But this got released, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I really like the band, but I kind of hate all their lyrics.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, have we got lyrics for this? Oh, shit. Oh, I kind of want to find them now. You know what? I might do it after we listen to it and quickly Google it and see if I can find the lyrics, because I'm going to want to know, because I presume I'm not going to be able to understand them.
Probably not, though.
Okay, this is good. I feel like we're on to something here. Yeah, all right. Let's say no more. We'll come back to it. It's only 2 minutes and 33 seconds long. So let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go. Nice.
Wow.
Outrageous.
I thought this one might upset.
Oh, 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's over. Ooh, I mean, you want a reaction. This is a song to get a reaction. It wouldn't surprise me if a fair few people have done videos to that alone, because you come away with so many different thoughts on it. Yeah, of course, got the lyrics during it. And actually got nothing wrong with them other than the fact that I think they're stupidly edgy. I think they're a little bit embarrassing edgy, if I'm honest. And like, it's all perfectly fine because metal and so on tends to have often edgy, egregious, dumb lyrics. Nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing dumber than I am vegan in spite of you. I mean, that is one of the dumbest lines I'm hoping they're taking the piss to a degree, but you've
They're
suggested
not.
they're not.
They're not at all. They're not
Which-
at all.
Which is insane then to itself. But I don't care about that aspect. I really don't actually, because I mean, good God Almighty, and listen to stuff we listen to from bands with their lyrical content. Don't be too much into it. We expect better these days because obviously bands are delving more into their personal experiences and experiences of life in general. So you often get deeper meaning things. But you know, go back to the 90s and the heyday of us growing up and listening to the music, their shit. Before we started doing these reactions, we did a track by track for an album filled with some of the dumbest lyrics you'll hear in your entire life. So, Jimmy, it's not an issue in that. The issue is this: that song was fucking terrible. And the reason why it was terrible is because it was the most bog standard, lazy ass hardcore shit I've heard all year. That is so by the numbers, it's pathetic to a certain degree. But that not only that, there are things that are just actively bad. That fucking drum, is it a snare drum? Because good God.
Oh my God, really?
That is
I love that snare drum.
Oh my God, it is downright infuriating. And once you hear it, once it becomes so prominent, it just overrides everything. But what it's overriding is, all right, some solid guitars and stuff like that, but they're not doing anything special. It's the same blowing form. When they got to the end, it went, dun, 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 I was like, yeah, here we go. Get your arms waving, get your legs going. Boy, it's so lazy. It's so pathetically bog standard. But the vocals aren't that good either. Like, it's not in the sense that they're terrible, but it's quite high pitched. It's quite screechy that it's not that enjoyable either. And then, of course, what the fuck is that outro? What is that? It doesn't even make any sense. It's just slapped on there. It's not like it started with that and then ended with that. So we have a bookend. Just here's some weird ass goddamn electronica dance style effects noise with this annoying vocal thing. Dan, I'm sorry, man. That was fucking outrageously bad. And you know what I mean? You've got some great taste in music and stuff like that. But if you're telling me you really think that's a good song, you got to get your head checked, bro. That is terrible, man. Terrible. Sorry, I really didn't like it. Brendan, anything positive to say or negative?
Well, I mean, generally in life, I'm less passionate than you.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I also pointed out the drums. The thing I wrote down first of all was about the drums, and I was just like, this is bullshit, because 15 years ago, Lars Ulrich got nothing but grief for sounding like that on Saint Anger, and now look.
Yeah, I did think that too.
Like, you know, for me, I found the drum grating. I didn't find it like added to the song. I found it distracting. I thought like it started off all right. It started off quite promising. I thought the riffs at the beginning were pretty cool. I was like, okay, this could be all right. For me, after that, it did turn into pretty much what Cole said, just with less anger. You know, I thought the vocals were okay. Drum sounded like shit. Riffs were pretty standard. I think the problem for me really is that I just, at a point in time, I wrote down this could just be any of about 1,000 bands. Like I wasn't really picking out anything that made this sound out as being like, I would remember this band from a sound or a style. Like, do you know what I mean? You're not going to be surprised to know that I didn't like the outro. You know, I think you'd be more surprised if I turned around and said, oh, you know what, that song was shit, but that outro, man, wow.
Yeah,
that was fucking something else. At that point I stopped writing notes and I just wrote I hate you, and then I finished off just by writing, this is stupid, how can you not fill 2.5 minutes? You know, but anyway, it is what it is, man. Like, it had moments in it. I didn't think the vocals were the worst vocals I ever heard. I thought the riffs were okay. The drum for me grated a little bit. Just nothing that stood out in it that would make me remember who these guys are.
Okay, Dan, you've got some opinions there. I before you talk, the question I want to ask you is, why do you like this song?
Why?
Yeah, because
why? Good question. I suppose I'm not gonna sit here and pick out things that I like. I just kind of do.
Just resonates.
Yeah. Oh God, I just mute my headphones. Yeah, that's a good word for it, I think. Lyrics, not so much. I do think some of them are stupid. But I do like the music. It's not something I'm gonna wake up and listen to every single morning. But I'll put it in playlists, and when it comes on, I'm not going to go, yeah, I'll skip this. I actually do quite like the ending a lot. But that is because I listen to that sort of stuff as well as this. Like, you might not, but you can't sit there agape as if people don't like that music.
I'm not agape. I'm listening to what you're saying.
Oh, you were agape. Oh, trust me, you were. You know that.
There's certain things you said that kind of dropped my mouth is because of course, obviously, I mean, the joy of having three of us here is that you do get a wider range of opinions. And obviously, you chose this track, you wanted us to listen to this, so you obviously were going to have an interest in it and stuff like that. It was just like I had a jokey mouth the gate moment and then a serious mouth the gate. The jokey mouth the gate part comes from you saying you wouldn't skip it. My mouth dropped the gate there because, good God, I couldn't skip it hard enough. But that's my take, that's my opinion and stuff like that. It was the fact that I listen to a lot of music like that. I listen to a ton of video game music and stuff like that uses electronica and synth and stuff like that. I love that side of things. So when it's done really well and integrated into a metal track, it can be spectacular. To me, that just felt like it was jammed on at the end. That's my, if it, you know what, it probably would have been, I don't know if I would have liked it still, but I would have maybe at least understood it if I said, if it started with, say, 10 seconds of that at the start, and then it was 10 seconds at the end, like, so it's like a bookend. And I'd be like, okay, all right, you know, it still didn't fit necessarily, but it might have made more sense. But that came out of nowhere, like nowhere.
That would have just ruined the fucking start for me as well then.
I
I quite like the start. Like, don't go fucking putting that shit at the beginning.
Fascinating. My God, what a fascinating track.
I'm joking.
You're gonna get some. So you remember like what happened with Static Dress? That's probably gonna happen again.
Why?
Because the vegan straight edge people are scary.
Yeah, but I'm not knocking vegan at straight edge. Be vegan,
No,
be straight.
but they're so. If you say anything bad about the XVX bands or whatever, they come for your throat.
I'm well baffled by this. This is all new to me.
That's right. Well, I'll just stay away from secondary schools or sixth forms or wherever they're fucking hanging out.
You should be staying away already.
Well, yeah, I tend to. I just make sure I continue to.
It does sound very childish. You're absolutely right, Brendan. It does sound very childish.
I hate it too.
It's really disappointing to hear that. It really is. And if you are watching this and you're sitting there blood boiling and stuff like that, please take your head for a shit, man. It's just an opinion more than anything else. And you know, if you're vegan and you're straight edge, that's fantastic. More power to you. Completely support your choices. I personally, while I do eat occasional bits of meat, I am almost completely vegetarian these days, but I'm not straight edge. But I do respect people who are straight edge because what a lifestyle and choice that is, so to speak. But certainly don't start coming for people because they don't like your fucking band. I don't like that song, but you know, who knows? I might like another song by them. It's
I doubt
you know,
if you didn't like that, then you're not going to like the rest.
I give up. Done.
That's like full honest. Like if you listen to the EP beforehand, the snare is worse.
Okay.
Maybe you'll like the other half of the album, the X Weapon, because it's a split EP with X Weapon X and World of Pleasure. So maybe you'll like X Weapon X.
Okay. Well, either way, it's been a fascinating one. You've got strong opinions across the board there. Uzis Akimbo from World of Pleasure. You got any thoughts that you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?